I am super nervous right now. I've been dreading this day ever since I thought of this idea and couldn't think of a better one. We're about 1 month away from processing these pigs, and I need to move them off of this area and into our forest. I'm super nervous about that because in the forest we have no perimeter fence. So we're going to be going 100% off of electric fence. These pigs have never done that. They are trained to electric fence, but it still is a new thing for me. So in today's video, I am doing a very costly experiment. Can these pigs cooperate enough, basically last their last few weeks in the forest? If this goes wrong, there's going to be, wild red wattle pigs running around North Carolina. So we're gonna see what happens today. I'm putting on a brave face, guys, but I'm very nervous. I've never done this before, and I see people do it on YouTube, but that's kind of the point of this channel, is we're trying to prove what's realistic and what's not. Okay, so I've motivated them by giving them a very meager breakfast today, so they're really hungry. That's why I was a little bit nervous to put my hands down to pick up the bowl. But the plan is essentially to move them from this area where we've been subdividing this for a little bit, and the goal is for their last week, to basically park a trailer here and get them used to eating out of the trailer. And so in order to do that, they've got about 1 more month, and so I want to put them in our forest over there, which we've got the land, there's just no fencing there. The plan is to basically motivate them with food. They haven't had a very big breakfast, and they're hopefully going to cooperate with us. So we're going to keep a level head. We're not going to freak out, even though they're like 200-pound wild pigs that, just for fun, break their house. So let's see what happens. All right, so the pigs are in here. I am kind of shocked that they're not more interested in their food. They're interested in exploring more than the food, so that makes me a little nervous. Just like that, ladies and gentlemen, it is done. My glasses are fogging up, mostly because of the stress, a little bit because of the humidity right now, but the pigs are secure and safe. Even though this was the first time we ever moved pigs into the forest without any perimeter fence, I didn't do it without every precaution I could think of. So I wanted to walk through what those are and what is going to make this a success. Okay, let's talk about our good friend, solar energy. So I have 2 lines and therefore 2 solar panels. I really like the Premier One stuff. This is the same stuff I use with sheep. It works great here. So I am not taking any risks here. So what I've done is, the first precaution I've taken is I've given each individual line its own solar battery instead of connecting them. So that way when the bottom line, inevitably something goes wrong with it, the top line, which for this size of pig is the most important line, will be good. Another precaution I'm taking right here is, yes, it's a solar energy one. Actually, I need to change that. Let's move it from the bottom one to the top. I'm also just straight up wiring it from the house into the box right here. So what that ensures is that, in the nighttime, or if this battery runs out or whatever, it's always going to be giving the hottest shock possible. So I've got my, electric cord going to the house. Hi, house. See that first window right there? That's my office. So I'll get to see the pigs. That'll be a fun view to see. If you're going to do this, I recommend this. Put some bricks or rocks or something on the ground, and then put a bucket on top of them. In fact, what I should do is let's change this to 2 bricks, so the bucket will fit snug on top of it, and then 1 brick on top to make sure it doesn't blow away. The point of that is the bricks on the bottom keep it from getting water damaged, and the brick on top obviously keeps it from blowing away. So what that does is it ensures that our top box right here is getting fed electricity in addition to the solar, and we get a nice hot shock. Something that I was freaking out about, I didn't catch it on camera, is this change battery light was flashing, but I didn't know, like I wasn't paying attention to it. So when I would go to measure it, it wouldn't work, and it just showed a really weak shock. It's so hard to see it on the camera. You can see it there. Let's do it again. Boom. If the battery's dead in your tester, it won't work on this. Okay, so I changed the battery after walking this entire line with a weed whacker, being like, where did I miss? Where did I miss it? And I couldn't find anything. It was because the battery was dead in this. So make sure you check that. Okay, let's go to another precaution. Surprised they weren't super interested in the food. I gave them a lot more than I normally do, but I thought they'd chomp it down. They were back here exploring. Another precaution. They like to take a bath in this thing. I have to fill it up every couple days. When it's empty, they knock it over, and they have this talent of pushing it toward the fence. So I'm going to see if they do that here. It's kind of tucked into an awkward place, so hopefully they can't knock it over. But you don't want them pushing big things toward the fence, which is why, most importantly, I put their more formal shelter right here, because that's about 15 feet away from their electric netting. How are we doing, gentlemen? You guys liking the forest? Let's go see what what their fence actually looks like back here. Okay, so as you can see, this is probably my biggest no-no, is that if they wanted to break through this clumsy backyard gate or fence, would not do much. But I don't think, really the only reason they break through stuff like that is if they're scared. Okay, so I hear some ticking. I don't know if the camera can pick it up. And I see it. So this somehow slipped right here. Let's see. That. Yep. So that somehow slipped out. See how it's not touching, it's not looped in like the top one? Right there. And it's clicking. So I need to go turn off the electric, because I'm not dumb enough to try to fix it now. But that's just going to waste electricity, so I got to fix that. But it's still giving a full charge, which is reassuring. So even if some plants do grow up and get it, which I'm sure they will in the next few weeks, we should be in good shape. But you can kind of see what I did here. You can see in the video how there's a lot more bare earth where the line is. Basically, I put the post in the ground, and I take my handy dandy Ryobi weed whacker, which is maybe my favorite farm tool I have. Ryobi's not paying me to say that. I love this thing so much. Basically weed whack down the fence line. Dude, do you see that hole? You've been digging that for like 20 seconds. Wow. 1 year ago, I did this exact same experiment, but with goats. We had 2 dwarf goats. If I can give one more piece of advice here, the 2 rolls are set up to not touch each other, and that's intentional, so they don't cross their electrical charges. Again, we've got 2 solar packs on them, 1 for each line, and I'd like them to remain distinct lines. Guys, everyone, welcome back. This is 2 weeks from the last time we checked in, and I'm going to show you what this run has turned into after 2 weeks. It's dinner time and the pigs hear my voice. Alright, I wasn't able to feed them while holding the camera because they're pretty aggressive right now. I needed 2 hands for balance and all that. So let's just take a look at what's been going on back here. What have you been doing? Digging? I have no food. Okay, so you can see right here, a lot of rooting. They've turned up, and really, we've had a lot of rain the past 3 days, which has really caused a lot of this to get wet. And they like to dig when it's wet. And they like to dump out their food and put it on the ground, because that's smart. Okay, wanted to show you, so really, when you've got pigs in the forest, my experience shows that they're going to pick spots like these. And this is going to be where they flop around during the day, and then they're going to leave a lot of the other areas undisturbed. So you know, what's in front of me right now, it looks like there's been 0 pigs. And then you come to these pockets down here where it's like, okay, well, I can tell there's been pigs here, right? So, oh, this is probably their bathroom. Pigs are really interesting. They pick spots and will consistently like use the bathroom in the same spot. So there's a poop right there and some poops right here, right next to their makeshift bathtub. So I guess this is the bathroom I'm standing in. So they've done a lot more stuff. I would say the wetter it is, the more they root, and the more damage they do. So you can see down here, we've been in pretty good shape. They've been doing a lot of clearing. You can see not much of a difference from where the pigs were not. In just 2 short weeks, these pigs are heading off to freezer camp. They've been wonderful animals. I've been a big fan of them. And seeing them in the forest has really made me believe that it could be quite doable to run a lot more pigs in these woods that we have here. This has been kind of cool. So they built a swimming pool, which was pretty sweet, pretty smart. They even built it underneath shade. So the next time somebody asks you, can you raise pigs in the forest? Tell them yes, tell them you've seen it firsthand. He's seen it firsthand, he knows what we're talking about. I'm PJ with the High Mountain Homestead, and I will see you guys on the next video. Thanks for stopping by today.